Oxford American, National Park Service, and Memphis Public Libraries present No Tears Project Memphis, live at Crosstown Arts, with support from Jefferson National Parks Association, Stella Boyle Smith Trust, Memphis Library Foundation, Lower Mississippi Delta Initiative, and Liz Armstrong. Follow us at Oxford American.
Donald Brown. Donald Brown. We wish he was here. We wish he was here. How about that for Art Edmiston on the soprano right there? And then Michael Scott with those double reeds and the beautiful tone. We're going to continue on. Also Mark Franklin, of course, for arranging and playing the trumpet. We're going to move backwards in time to the first piece that we wrote for the Little Rock Nine. This is one called To Be a Kid. It's a reflection on what it's like to be a kid, and then you have to take care of grown folks' business because they refuse to. So, you know, it's happy and childlike and bittersweet and melancholy all at the same time. But I think you're going to enjoy it. Here we go. Brian Blade on those drums. What? Before we go any further, I got to announce these people up here playing with me because it's the biggest blessing of my life to have a dream team like this where all I have to do is have fun. So, Brian Blade on the drums again. Rodney Jordan on the bass. South Memphis, Westwood. Yeah. Memphis saxophone incarnate, Bobby LaVell. You know it. He says half moon because his father was honeymoon. He's really special. Marc Franklin on the trumpet and arranging. Watch out. Chad Fowler on that wild straight alto. You better be careful. You already saw Miss Melrose, Kelley Hurt. I'm not lying. And you also saw our special new member of the family on dance, Ashley Tate. She's coming back. Also, while I'm on the roll, one more time for Art Edmondson and Michael Scott. So here's where we get deep. If it wasn't deep already, it's gonna get deep. So we asked a man named Oliver Lake, saxophone player, helped found the World Saxophone Quartet, associated with St. Louis, born down in Marianna, Arkansas, but grew up in St. Louis. We went to St. Louis about a month ago. I had to partner with some St. Louis people to collaborate on things from St. Louis. So we asked Oliver, who could no longer play, if he would contribute something. So he gave us 5 poems and a musical setting for the 5 poems. So I'm gonna get this part out of the way. The poems are deep and the poems are heavy. We're gonna deal with Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, and Amadou Diallo. But we don't want you to feel like we're preaching about anything. We're not talking about politics. We're talking about humanitics, okay? 5 dark issues, 5 dark situations. What is the answer? It's a one-word answer with 4 letters. It's not starting with F or B or any of those. It starts with L. What's the answer to ugliness between people? It starts with L with 4 letters. Thank you. I think what Mr. Lake is telling us is if you don't want to keep doing this over and over, we need to change some stuff. So we're also going to bring out our other poet laureate, new member, East St. Louis via Memphis, via Meridian, Mississippi, Treasure Shields, Redmond. Yes. So when we finish Oliver's music, you'll hear us pause, and then we'll start up again. And she's going to recite something she wrote in St. Louis about Dred and Harriet Scott. Okay, so we're bringing it all. If you don't understand Dred and Harriet Scott, then you don't understand anything that's going on, period. If you don't understand that, then go read in the library before they don't let you read in libraries anymore. Okay, so, but Treasure's going to let you know about that. So here we go with Oliver Lake's Oxford Project.
Your Ground 2013. I thought it would be like that. Upon hearing that law, stand your ground, Hunger Games for real. He who feels threatened. What does it take to feel threatened? How about he was looking at me? He didn't seem right. He looked like he was up to something. I was uncomfortable in his presence. He was walking faster and faster. It was dark. I never seen him around here before. He put his hand in his pocket. Therefore, I had no choice, had to blow him away. As painful as it was for me, but I had no choice. Home of the brave, land of the free, standing our ground in 2013. Gun at your side. What have we learned? Gun at your side. Where do we go from here? Gun by your side. Stand your ground.
What they called it. The newscaster said it. He said the police called it that. It was an alleged chokehold. My lying eyes saw the video, and I heard the guy say, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe." 3 times. He said it 3 times. That's what they called it. The newscaster said it. He said the police called it that. It was an alleged chokehold, but he was black. He was big, so therefore, etc., etc. They couldn't hear him when he said, "I can't breathe." They were applying an alleged chokehold. That's what they called it. The newscaster said it. He said the police called it that.
Can you believe that? Wow. Hey, can you believe 2021. That's right. Long, dirty toenails in 2021. I thought America had come a long ways. I mean, quite far, a good distance, but I was wrong. What did the blonde lawyer say about Mr. Arbery? She said he had LDT.
LDT.
Long, dirty toenails. But I thought this was the jogging while black trial. So what do you get when you have LDT?
LDT.
You get murdered. Murdered by gun-toting vigilantes. Vigilantes looking for LDT.
LDT.
Was Mr. Arbery wearing glass sneakers so the killers could see his toenails? On the one hand, you have Mr. Arbery jogging, and on the other foot, you have LDT. Did I forget to say that Mr. Arbery was black? The blonde lawyer said he had LDT.
LDT.
Mr. Arbery's mom had to leave the courtroom after hearing that. Oh, don't let me forget what the other defense lawyer said. He said the presence of black pastors was intimidating the jurors. Wow. They wanted the black pastors banned from the trial. Long, dirty toenails in 2021. This is how the defense parlays today in Georgia? I know we have a long history, but damn! Oh, we've come a long way, baby.
pre-existing condition.
Pre-existing condition.
Autopsy said he had pre-existing conditions. Does that really matter? By the way, I already wrote my I Can't Breathe poem back in 2014.
2014.
Okay, let's get back to pre-existing conditions. George Floyd. Right. First autopsy said he died of a heart attack. He died of a heart attack. They said he had underlying medical conditions, George Floyd. They concluded he had a heart attack while being restrained by cops with underlying medical conditions including hypertension, possible drugs, or alcohol. It's too bad about George Floyd's pre-existing conditions. America knows plenty about pre-existing conditions. Racism is America's pre-existing condition. Pre-existing conditions inserted to escape charges. How to get away with murder. Pre-existing conditions.
Pre-existing condition.
How did George Floyd die? Was it pre-existing conditions? Pre-existing conditions or a policeman's knee to his neck and back, cops kneeling all over his body? Wait, I already wrote my I Can't Breathe poem in 2014.
2014.
Eric Garner. But pre-existing conditions continue. Autopsy 1 into whether George Floyd asphyxiated because of the actions of the Minneapolis police officers. The Hennepin County Medical Examiner says they didn't find evidence of that. Didn't find evidence of that. Do they have eyes or pre-existing conditions racism? He was a brute of a man, at least 9 feet tall and menacing. He controlled the situation from beginning to end.
From beginning to end.
Second of all, he was armed with his door keys, which rang like huge Liberty bells, very, very loud. His beeper, which chimed like Big Ben, very, very loud. And Diallo was also very high-tech, in a dangerous way. He was toting the latest lethal weapon, the incredible wallet gun. That's right, shaped like a wallet, but really a gun. Diallo used these weapons to terrorize, frighten, and kill 4 policemen from New York in the vestibule of their apartment in Long Island. These were some puny guys, very small in stature. I don't think either of them was over 4 feet tall, so you can imagine how they felt when they saw this huge 9-foot African heading their way with the infamous wallet gun. They were scared. One of them shouted, "Gun! Gun! Gun!" But it was too late. Diallo had begun firing from this disguised gun. He shot one of them 19 times without reloading his new high-tech weapon. But they would not fall. That's the reason for 19 bullets. Diallo thought they looked suspicious. After all, they were at home. After all, it was Diallo who was out of his neighborhood. Diallo did identify himself, but the cops all had very heavy foreign accents, so Diallo didn't understand a word they said. All during this confrontation, these 4 little guys didn't have a chance. Diallo controlled the situation from start to finish. After all, he was the one who was armed with the infamous wallet gun, loud beeper, and louder keys. I remember something similar happening in LA when 9 feet Rodney King kicked some policemen's asses. He was controlling that situation also. Same thing here. When will these big 9 feet black guys stop beating up and killing innocent little police? I'm sick of it. They have got to get some taller police so they can protect and serve. Protect and serve, protect and serve. Why do these big, black, menacing guys strike so much fear into the shorter population? I am waiting for the day when we are all the same height.
Crossing the Mississippi over into Memphis, Tennessee, I turned to my son and I said, "This is the same river we cross going from East St. Louis to St. Louis, Missouri, just a little farther down." Well, our ancestors have been coming up that river for generations. And this poem is about 2 ancestors, Ethel Dred Scott and Mrs. Harriet Scott. 2 enslaved ancestors who sued for what they already are. And the name of the poem is, Who is Sam Blow? 1. I knowed I could marry Ethel Dred when he told me his first name. Sam Blow, like Burl Lavender. Sam Blow, like the top of a newborn's head. Sam Blow like cold, fresh well water. The good ghost my husband kept to himself. 2. That first evening Sam Blow took off my husband, set him down like a good coat, whispered his first name, showed me his first self. We had a lifetime of age difference between us, but Sam Blow was young like me, with a back made of Alabama pine. The holy hate my husband kept to himself. 3. Who is Sam Blow? He the man who wears my husband. He the man who come out at night. He the man who took his brother's name after he died. He the man who lost a wife and 2 children in Alabama. He the hurt man who wear dread Scott like a bandage. The sweet spirit my husband kept to himself. 4. I rub pine salve under Dred's shoulder blades. He say, I left the whole family buried in Huntsville. Didn't bring nothing with me but this cough. At night, Sam Blow reminds Dred that he brought him to St. Louis too. Sam Blow is the first promise Dred ever kept to himself. He say, I'll never die a slave. He say, I won't raise no slaves. He say, I'll buy our freedom. He say, I was shown that the Lord would restore what the locusts have eaten. 5. When I stood up to marry Dred on free land in a free state, I was a free woman. Free. When I pushed out our daughter on the Mississippi, I was in water that can't be owned. Free. I was a free woman birthing a free child. Free. I broke free water and Dred caught our daughter in free hands. Free. The baby was a prophecy fulfilled, charcoal black and looking like a pap. Sad but happy, hungry but satisfied, black and free. 6. We talked about money. The widow would not take money for us. She meant to make our babies her pension. She meant to put liens on our work. She meant to rent us till she forgot her name. She meant for us to be listed in her will. Sam Blow came in dreams, dressed like an African magistrate, speaking like the book of Judges, telling Dred to sue for what he already was. I gave birth on the river. The courthouse is on the river. Sam Blow came up on the river. It's got to be a sign. 7. The number 11 looks like bars. It's how long me and Dred were denied. The number 11 looks like Mississippi riverbanks. It's how wide our story spread. Dred put his ear to my heart when he heard we were finally free. The Lord gave back his family. The Lord gave him a bosom of rest. He say, Sam Blow, rest easy now. He say, Sam Blow in the bosom of Abraham now, Harriet. Dred Scott say, I got free, Harriet, and I believe I'll stay that way.
Treasure Shields, Redmond. How about that? Who is Sam Blow? So we're going to bring it back to Memphis now. We needed someone in the band to write something for the event. So many of us in the band from Memphis. We tapped Bobby LaVell. He's written a beautiful piece. I'm going to let him introduce it.
This piece, this mic is a little low. This piece is entitled, My Spirit is Stronger Than Your Persecution. And it's not directed toward any specific person or situation, but the situation overall, especially for me as an African American. I'm going to introduce this first by telling you, years ago I wrote a letter to the president, of George Bush, the first Bush, because he came on TV and addressed the riots that were happening in LA, but he didn't address what I call the mother crime, which was the verdict that came out of Simi Valley. If you do the research, you'll know what I'm talking about. And my spirit is stronger than your persecution tells me that Even though I didn't live through slavery, I feel the pain of the people who did, of my people who did. Even though I don't have been accosted the way some of the people have that we just talked about, I feel that pain. I am psychologically touched by that. And I need you to understand that. But in spite of that, my spirit is still happy. I still am a happy individual. I will not allow you to control that portion of my life. That's way too many years of my life that you would control with what I'm just going to say with nonsense. You know, so this narrative will take much more time than I have tonight. So I will just leave you with that my spirit is stronger than your persecution.
Bobby LaVell. So before we get all the way out of here, Deborah Lee, I hear you over there. We're going to play what we call By the Numbers. This is from the original suite about the Little Rock Nine. It's going to basically, in very concise form, give you the rundown of what happened when the children tried to enter the school. And Kelley Hurt did a great job of organizing this information and making it tight as Walter Concrete.
By the numbers, the Supreme Court issued no less than 2 rulings regarding the class action lawsuit of Brown versus the Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas. In May of 1954, it ruled that racial segregation in public education was a violation of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. This decision stated that separate education facilities are inherently unequal. In May of 1955, the Supreme Court would issue its Brown 2 decision, in which it ruled that desegregation must proceed with all deliberate speed. For Melba Patillo Beals, in order to get through this year, you will have to become a soldier. Don't let the enemy know what you're feeling. By the numbers, in the spring of 1957, no less than 517 black students were living within the Little Rock Central High School district. 80 wanted to attend Central High School and were interviewed by the school board. 17 of these students were selected. 8 of those remained at Horace Mann High School. The rest of the students would be enrolled at Central High School and become who we now recognize as the Little Rock Nine. For Elizabeth Eckford, true reconciliation can occur If we honestly look back on our shared history, the dead can be buried, but not the past. By the numbers during what is known as the Central High Crisis, no less than 3 attempts were made by the 9 integrating students to enter Little Rock Central High School. In 1957, on September 4th, Governor Faubus deploys 100 members of the National Guard to block and prevent entrance. The students were also confronted with over 400 protesters. On September 23rd, the integrating students went again to enter Central High School with police escorts. But when confronted with now at least 1,000 protesters, the students were sent home for fear of their safety. On September 25th, after President Eisenhower federalizes the National Guard, he sends 1,000 paratroopers, the Screaming Eagles of the 101st Airborne Division of the U.S. Army, to guard the members of the Little Rock Nine. For Ernest Green, it has been an interesting year. I've had a course in human relations firsthand. By the numbers, after the Central High Crisis and in spite of the lost year from 1958 through 1959, no less than 9 students were high school graduates. No less than 9 students were college educated. No less than 9 have received prestigious awards, medals, and honors nationwide. All of the 9 contribute professionally and privately through civic, social, and community involvement. The mood was then as it is now. No tears.
So we're going to send it home on a nice groove. Our theme song, we call it the Warrior Song. Its proper title is Don't Cry. Melba Patilla Beals, who she mentioned, wrote a book called Warriors Don't Cry. That was the actual, I guess, emotional motivation for most of the titles and concepts behind the No Tears Project. So we're going to play this last one for you, Don't Cry.
Melba Portillo Bills, Carlotta Walls Lanier, Elizabeth Eckford, Ernest G. Green, Gloria Ray Carlmar, Jefferson Thomas, Minnie Jean Brown Trickley, Terrence J. Roberts, and Thelma Mother Shed Wade.
Sister, don't cry, don't let them see you shed a tear. Although you walk all alone, remove all doubt and fear. Don't cry, brother, don't cry, don't let them sway you from where you run. You're smart, strong, striding along this road that you begun. Our brave ones, don't you cry. The fight within will carry you on, all to be revealed under the sun, yeah. the might, the right, keep up the good fight. You deserve your knowledge crown. Oh. Just begun. Remember that your work is never done. Remember, you only have to answer to the one.
Kelley Hurt. One more time for all these musicians. We're going to start on the end with Michael Scott. Come on, Michael. Art Emerson, y'all come on out. Chad Fowler, Marc Franklin, Bobby LaVell, Brian Blade, Rodney Jordan, Kelley Hurt, Trader Shields Redmond, Ashley Tate. I'm Christopher Parker. We love you and thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the exception of the tune that I wrote and the one that Marc wrote, Chris wrote all of the other music. Chris wrote all of this music, so kudos to Chris.
And Oliver Lake.
And Oliver Lake.
Executive producers, Oxford American, National Park Service, and Memphis Public Libraries, with support from Jefferson National Parks Association, Stella Boyle Smith Trust, Memphis Library Foundation, Lower Mississippi Delta Initiative, and Liz Armstrong, in partnership with Little Rock Central High School, National Historic Site, National Civil Rights Museum at the Lorraine Hotel, Medgar and Merle Evers Home National Monument, Memphis Jazz Workshop, the Memphis 13 Foundation, Historic Claiborne Temple. Follow us at Oxford American.